Hello, my name is David Whittingham. I'll be just delivering some short remarks on our time here at Milton High School. Before I begin, I just wanted to thank the administration for giving me the opportunity to speak today, as well as Ms. Larson, the English teacher, who really helped me turn this speech into what it is today. I think today, for the most part, is a day of mixed feelings. Some of us view this day as one of pure joy, the final moments of a high school experience whose conclusion may feel long overdue. Some of us feel sad, nostalgic, perhaps caught by surprise by an ending that may seem to have come too soon. Most of us, I guess, feel a little bit of both. And just as we each have our own take on this day, we each have our own journey that brought us to this moment. We entered high school as young new inductees into teenagehood, and now the majority of us sit here today as legal adults. It should be a point of general agreement, then, that the quilt of stories we have woven over these past 4 years deserves reflection. And first, I would like to try to begin that reflection somewhat unconventionally. I would ask us to the extent to which each of us is comfortable doing so, consider the difficult moments of our high school careers. For some of us, it may have been a failed test, lost game, forgotten line. For some, it may have been grieving a lost friend or family member, or plodding through the trials of mental illness. Regardless of the specificities, we have all faced down heartache at some point in these past few years. But sitting here today, perhaps able to peer at some of those trying moments in our rearview mirrors, let us appreciate how far we have come from them. When we returned from those excursions into difficulty, what was different? Maybe we became kinder, gentler, made by our struggle more cognizant of the all too hidden suffering of others. At any rate, we emerged wiser, better prepared for any challenge that awaited us. I'm reminded by this of the words of writer Andrew Solomon, who said that we cannot bear a pointless torment, but we can endure great pain if we believe that it's purposeful. Ease makes less of an impression on us than struggle. We have all struggled in some capacity during high school. Let us not shy away from that fact, but rather embrace it for the strength that we can derive from it. For it is, of course, in the crucibles of hardship that we have found and will continue to find our resilience and our character. Now, on certainly a happier note, let us reflect on the finest hours of high school, whatever they may be. Perhaps some of us were fortunate enough to find our calling these past 4 years, maybe even luckier still to be able to isolate the moment at which our passion for our future work crystallized. Maybe we had our moments of greatness on the court, or field, or stage, or maybe in the parking lot, able to clinch that parking spot right next to the building that let us dash into class just as the bell rang. Perhaps our happiest moments were less public, more private, found in the form of a meaningful moment with a close friend or teacher, or the lasting impact of a life-changing book or movie. Maybe it was even as simple as the host of the daily announcements having a particularly humorous opening joke one day. Maybe. We did our best. Our world has often forced us to move at quite a fast pace throughout our youth. And so it becomes quite easy to take for granted those moments of wonder and joy. And our innate bias for negativity also often ensures that our hardships weigh more heavily upon us than our happiness. But to those of us who are chomping at the bit to finally bid farewell to high school, whether we find ourselves more excited for the future or more wary of the past, I would encourage us to step back for a second and recall the lovely moments, however plentiful or sparse, feeling grateful for each instance of contentment that we have gathered from our time. Perhaps then we will feel less anxious to leave those times in the dust and feel at peace here today in our present. And here we are now, at the edge of a new chapter of our lives. What can we make of the entirety of these memories now coursing through our minds? When we look back at high school, some of us will feel more bliss, and some of us may feel more heartache. But I nonetheless believe that there is a common theme to be found throughout all of our recollections. For it is at least my view that in every moment, heartbreaking or joyous, discouraging or uplifting, there is to be found a reason to do good by others. So when we reflect on these past 4 years, let each moment of our joy inspire us to bring joy to those around us, and let each moment of our pain drive us to do all that we can to prevent that pain in others. And it is in that sentiment that I hope we can be united today. Whether the memory of our time here at Middleton High School sweetens or sours with age, let us at least vow not to forget what happened here. As we go forth, let us resolve to keep in our minds and in our hearts each triumph, each failure, each tear, each smile, each fateful day and restless night, and each vital moment of these years that forged us. And let us promise ourselves and each other that we will harness all of the joy and all of the pain of these lives with which we are blessed to bring the beauty of this life to others. Thank you.